Hello and welcome to Newsmakers. I'm your host today, Carrie Coogan, and we're here today with Kansas State Senator Steve Fitzgerald. Thank you for joining us. And I'm really excited to be here inside the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame has a lot of great new additions this year thanks to our fantastic Kansas City Royals season last year. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, come down and see all of the new exhibits on display. Did you happen to catch any of those Royals games last year?
No, I did not. As a matter of fact, actually I did. I saw a couple, and I saw the last one, which was not to be missed.
Any predictions for the Royals for this year?
Oh, they're going to win. No question.
Good answer. So what have you been working on lately?
We've been working on a lot of things, Carrie. Working on the budget, which is always a lot of fun. Mostly what we've been doing lately has been trying to get the expenses of the state down. I'm not happy that there's still too much expense, too much growth in spending that we're doing, but we are holding it back as much as we're able to. We got to get the votes to get things cut, but now we're going to be moving into the actual getting the budget through. We've got a mega bill done, kind of large, and now we've got to get it through the Senate and through the House, and that probably won't get done until we get to the veto session in April.
It does seem like there's a lot of angst surrounding the budget.
Oh, yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you try to stay ahead of it?
We're making some significant changes. We're moving a state that has been historically moving more and more towards public employment and relatively less private employment. In other words, more people in the wagon than pulling the wagon. And so that's unsustainable. We've been turning that around for the last few years, and there's a lot of concern, a lot of angst, as you say, but the way we were going was not sustainable, and we simply have to get more private employment and less public employment in order to keep things going, and that's where most of the problems have come from. That's the underlying situation that we're looking at.
So one of the things I know that is one of your concerns, maybe not so much of a hot topic right now, but is mental health.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm responsible for the budget for the correctional facilities in Kansas. And in talking to the Secretary of Corrections, I note that we've got about 36% of our inmates are diagnosably mentally ill. We've got people in prison. 40% of the Wyandotte County Jail inmates are mentally ill. We've got people in the emergency rooms who are there basically because they're mentally ill and they're having episodes of some kind or another. It's clogging our courts with the same people coming back in all the time. The police are having to deal with it. And it's mainly because we're not approaching the mentally ill in the appropriate way. We're not providing the programs we should. We shut down state hospitals years ago and put the people basically under a bridge.
So what's the answer?
The answer is for us to rebuild a capability to address mental illness appropriately. We need more beds in state hospitals. We need to have a situation where a judge has resources he can go to when he determines that somebody in front of him really is not a criminal but should be taken care of in some appropriate time. Right now, the judges that I talk to are frustrated because they put somebody into care and they can't keep them there because of the shortage of resources. So they're back on the street, they're back in trouble with the police, they're back in front of the judge, they're back into jail, and it's clogging up that system, it's clogging up our health system, it's not a good thing for our educational system, it's just across the board. It's because we're not applying the resources properly, we're forced to apply the resources improperly. And it's something that's going to have to be taken care of. Wyandotte and Johnson counties have been moving on that. We opened RSI after we closed Rainbow. And we have a place now where the police can bring people who they apprehend, who they believe need that, or have substance abuse problems, bring them there. They can get under observation, possibly begin triaging them and getting them some help that way. But it's just a small start. We need a lot more in that area in order to properly handle the problems that we have. And help these people get off substance abuse, help these people get out. Of course, a lot of them are trying to self-medicate. It's not that they're drug addicts or alcoholics, they become that, but they're trying to self-medicate their problems.
Sounds like one of those issues that's causing havoc in a lot of other areas as well.
Oh, it is, there's no doubt about it, and some of these people want to go back to jail because they get treatment, and it's the only treatment they can get, and so it's, you know, it's a self-perpetuating problem. Yes, it is.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
You know, it's my pleasure always. Thank you.
And that's all the time we have on Newsmakers. We'll see you back here next time.